Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is, wherever you are. As always, my name is Adrian. I'm the host of the show on the Think to Try podcast. And welcome back to this, the second in the series, all about mindset reset and understanding and how understanding the mind is the key to success. This week, I wanted to talk to you specifically about what I call the inner blueprint. Anybody who's been listening to me for a while will have come across the term paradigm before. But in order to help people to understand it a little bit better, I decided just to change the terminology a little bit. So, if you think about what a blueprint is a design for a house, for a building, for a car, for whatever it is that's been made. A blueprint is that design, and that's then what the people who are making whatever it is carry out to that design, and then they create in reality whatever has been designed on the blueprint. And when I talk about an inner blueprint, the inner blueprint is what's going on within your subconscious mind. It's the design that you've created over your lifetime about who you are and what you're about and how you want the results that you want to get, essentially. So, the inner blueprint is very much like we all carry mobile phones around with us these days. Yeah, every single one of us has a mobile phone, and each one of those mobile phones has what's called an operating system. It's got a computer program, a computer software that controls what you're able to do within the computer, within the phone itself. And that's very much like what your own inner blueprint is. Your inner blueprint is what is controlling what you do and what your body does. So, when we look at, you would have heard me say, I'm sure before, your thoughts control your beliefs control your actions control your results. So, it's that belief action relationship and then that action reaction relationship, which is controlled by the inner blueprint. And if we want to, let's say, analyze the results that we're getting, um, in any aspect of your life, could be your job, could be your personal life, could be your hobby, or it could be anything. It could be your love life. Whatever it is that you're doing, and you're not happy with the results that you're getting, then you need to analyze. You need to follow that chain back up to not just where the inner blueprint is, but then also further back into the conscious mind. So remember, you've got the conscious, the subconscious, the body, and the action reaction sort of relationship. So you need to go back to the core, to the starting point. And the starting point is the thinking. Now, there is what we call a feedback loop that happens all the time. You think something, your inner blueprint controls the behaviors that you do. You create those behaviors, you act on those behaviors, and you get a reaction. And that result or that reaction then generally feeds back into the conscious mind, back into where you're thinking again. And you go, okay, well, that's what I'm capable of doing by doing these actions, and you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And I don't know if anybody's ever heard about Albert Einstein, but people attribute this particular quote to him, and they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get different results. So if any of you want to get different results, the first thing that you need to think about doing is changing what it is that you're doing, the actions that you're taking. But not just that. You got to go back to what controls the actions, and what controls the actions is that inner blueprint. You could call it the image that you have of yourself, so your self-image. A good friend of mine, a guy called Doug Dane, wrote a book called Mistaken Identity, and within that book, Doug talks all about the identity that you have of yourself, the self-image that you have. And because that's really what controls and limits, yeah, what you're able to achieve. Not what you're actually able to achieve, but the image that you have of yourself within yourself. So that inner blueprint that you have of yourself within yourself is what controls what you're able to achieve. So if you look at the result and you're not happy with the result, what do you need to do? You need to think about changing that inner blueprint. I used to always paradigm is a term that my mentor Bob Proctor used all the time, and he talked all about the a collection of habits together is what we call a paradigm, and very much in the same way, that inner blueprint that you have of yourself, it's all of the habits, the habitual behavior that you have, and believe it or not, about 90% plus of what you do on a daily basis is all habitual. When you think about it, you get up in the morning time and you go into a routine, whether that's you get up, you stretch, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and you get your coffee, etc., etc. All of those things happen on routine, happen on autopilot without you even thinking about it. And that is formed a part of your inner blueprint. It's that program that controls it. So think about your body the same as the mobile phone, what I was talking about. Your body is a piece of hardware. Yeah, it's a fantastic piece of hardware, but it's a piece of hardware. Your mind is the software, and your one of your inner blueprint, your inner blueprint works like an app. So it controls a certain amount of thing, and you might have a few different inner blueprints about various different aspects of your life. So if you want to change anything, then you might need to go back and change that programming. So your hardware, your mind is the software, and your inner blueprint is the app. So we might need to update the app, or we might need to delete that app, or try and delete that app and replace it with another app that's going to give you the results that you actually want. And yeah, so people quite often, one of the things that I see happening with a lot of people is that they try, and with a lot of coaches, to be fair as well, a lot of people mean really, really well in trying to help you to change your behaviors. But unless you go back to the core, unless you go back to the root cause of anything, then you're not going to have permanent change with it. So a lot of coaches will tell you, well, they'll analyze the things that you're doing, and they go, okay, Adrian, well, you're doing this behavior, and this behavior is giving you this result, and you're doing this behavior and it's giving you this result, and you're doing this behavior and it's giving you that result. Okay, so if we want to get a different result, I'm just going to get you to change here. I'm going to get you to change what you're doing. And of course, if I change what I'm doing, I'm going to get a different result. The problem with just changing the what's been done, the action itself, what's been done, it means the danger is that you're just going to revert back to your old behavior once without once you come to the end of the time with the coach or whatever. Think about a diet. I know lots of people go on diets, and what happens is you change what you eat and you see results. You lose weight, and then you come to the end of the 4-week, 8-week, 12-week, whatever it is, diet that you go on. And what happens? You revert back to your old behavior. You've lost some weight, but then you start eating back the way that you used to eat beforehand. And the reason you're doing that is because that's what you're programmed to do. That's what your inner blueprint is programming you to do. It's to do the things that you've been doing for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And so if you want to have a lasting change with the diet, lasting change with results at work, lasting change in your personal life, it's not enough just to change the action. You got to go back and change the inner blueprint. Now, how do you do that? That's a good question. How do you do that? The subconscious mind is a fantastic, once you understand it, the subconscious mind is fantastic. It controls everything that we do. It controls all of the breathing that we do. It controls the blood pumping around our body. It controls most of the things that we do on a daily basis. So the great thing about the subconscious mind is the subconscious mind can be tricked. Yeah. And the subconscious mind will accept anything that is impressed upon it with feeling, with emotion. So you can, I don't like using the word trick, but you can tell your subconscious mind that you have already achieved what it is that you're trying to achieve, or you can tell your subconscious mind that you have reached the goal that it is that you're trying to reach. And the subconscious mind has got no option but to believe it. It must believe anything that's impressed upon it with emotion. And there's a process for creating these new inner blueprints. And that process is what we call constant spaced repetition. And constant spaced repetition does exactly what it says in the tin. It's about reading the same thing over and over again, writing the same thing over and over again, until you get to that point where your subconscious mind believes what it is that you're trying to impress upon it. Now, when I say with emotion, I mean everything that we do happens on a vibration. Absolutely everything in the world functions with vibrations, and our thoughts are no different. Our thoughts also happen with vibrations. So we need to our emotions are a different state of vibration as well. So the highest forms of vibration that we have possible as humans are love and gratitude. So when we're happy and grateful and with that feeling of love, then that's the highest form of emotion that we can have. And so the trick is, when you are using an affirmation, and that affirmation is that constant spaced repetition, you need to infuse it with the emotion. Yeah. And the one that I use and the one that I've been taught how to use is the I am so happy and grateful now that I have ... whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So I am so happy and grateful now that blah blah blah, whatever it is, whatever it is you want to try and achieve. And don't forget, you can have whatever it is that you want. Yeah, absolutely everything that you want, you can have. You got to do it one thing at a time, and you got to start at the root of the problem, which is your inner blueprint. Not just the action, your inner blueprint. You got to go one step further back in the chain. Okay. That's a really, really quick snapshot on what the inner blueprint is, and why you keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. And yeah, if you want to change those patterns, you can always reach out to me on adrian@adriantracy.com, or at quantum-leapconsulting.com. You can find me there. Anybody who's listening to this on the replay, thank you for joining. I hope you got something from it. Listen, take care of yourselves, be good, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Mindset Reset.